Hey guys, it's Liam Caddison here. This is Westworld. We are reacting to episode 5 for season 3, venturing into the second half of this fascinating season. Yes, the first half of this season has been pretty interesting. It's been fun all throughout, and I'm excited to see what the second half does provide, especially since I guess we ended the first half with a bang with the revelation of the pearls. It's been a couple of years of speculation, but we finally got to find out whose identity was on the pearls. I guess removing the plural, because we thought it was different hosts, like Teddy, like Armistice, I wish. But no, they were all Dolores except Bernard. So yeah, Dolores plopping herself into a new version of herself, and then I speculated that the host inhabiting Charlotte was a copy of Dolores, and that left the others up for speculation until that reveal. So it was a pretty interesting revelation, as well as a revelation that makes sense in terms of Dolores's goal regarding the world. Speaking of a copy of Dolores, we got to see Maeve confront a copy of Dolores, and, things didn't fare too well. Maeve, yeah, to say she lost would be an understatement, considering the critical condition she was left in at the end of the last episode. But I'm not worried, because it would be a bit anticlimactic, especially with the fact that that Maeve isn't facing, I guess, the OG version of Dolores. So yeah, as well as the fact that Maeve, she always finds a way on her own 2 feet again. Like, when you think you've knocked her down, bam, she's back up on her feet again. So yeah, I'm assuming that's just going to be a bit of a setback, but I have faith in Maeve. Yay. We also got to see the Man in Black as well in the last episode, considering we haven't seen him in the rest of season 3. With things not faring too well for our poor William, because he was juggling with the fact that he killed his own kid, as well as having an existential crisis. And to make matters worse, Charlotte showed up and said, well, Delos needs you, buddy, so yeah, we need to get you prepared so you can fight Serac. So yeah, but I think this was all part of the plan, because at the end of the episode, Charlotte really pissed him off with the revelation that he was that Charlotte was a host, should I say, and this was all in the efforts to make William go berserk and think he's losing his mind, which means Charlotte would win, because I think the plan was to have him taken by psychiatrists. So yeah, it was pretty cold what Charlotte did, but it was also very sorrowful looking into the Man in Black story after season 2. So, yeah. But with that said, let's get into episode 5 of season 3 for Westworld. Let's go.
Company Insight had the entire world's data.
It's
So
not
they're
fucking working.
They blended.
I paid a king's ransom. for
Perfect
this.
God.
Fed you yottabytes of Insight's data, and for what? We've iterated half a dozen versions. It's all data.
He looks really good, like
What the fuck's
for
his
the
name
younger
again?
version of Serac.
Sutherland. My access isn't enough. You'll need to connect at the node, bypass on-site security.
Either we find a way to defeat him together, or we all die.
Then I guess
like
you die.
The first
I'll
option.
take my chances.
Do you want to be bold enough? Go on, buddy.
Use me.
What did you see?
Who are you people?
What did you see?
Get away from me!
Oh no, buddy, we don't do that. I mean, his life's been manipulated. It's like... Oh my god. We gotta know our landscape. Genre. Like a movie genre, isn't it? We're just gonna have like noir throughout the entire episode whenever we're focusing on Caleb. Because it makes this episode kind of quirky.
What's happening to
Oh my god! This is Flight of the Valkyries! Yes! I can't hate this! Yeah, there we go. She just bloody hacked it! I love this! I love the show!
Alright, I need you. Drop in, intersect, maximum speed.
There we go! I thought it was just gonna be a simple explode job, but... I mean, it kinda was, but... Oh no! Someone get this man in a car and let's go! Oh man. We get it though. Dolores is fine.
I know what you on. Genre. It's like 5 drips in one. A movie marathon. Hey, watch out for that last act though.
Yo, we better move.
It's the last act. I'm scared.
This way.
Everything's just been crazy so far. Is it gonna be horror-esque?
Living another person's life changes you. Worlds bleed. Maybe you felt that too. Have you ever questioned what she's asking you to do?
Request complete.
Trying to tap in, like, have some free will, buddy. You might be a version of Dolores, but you don't have to follow her.
Outcomes to benefit himself. So we locked him out of the system.
There's gonna be that one person, isn't there, that's going to see this as a personal advantage rather than a worldwide advantage.
There were people, outliers, agitators who you couldn't predict or control. And I realized that my brother was one of them.
Ah,
He didn't fit the world anymore, and the world didn't fit him.
In a world controlled by you.
Some things you just shouldn't control.
Prepare to send all of them their inside profiles.
Past, present, future.
It'll be done.
Every single piece in the jigsaw.
It's not just what it knows. It's what it decides. For you.
That's it, they're in control. That's the thing, like, they're in control. Your life is dictated by this company. By this god. Oh, shit.
What do you mean, everyone?
The whole world.
Is this Space Oddity? Very fan.
Sending them off their loops.
There we go, she's letting them free.
Right information, at the right time. It's deadlier than any weapon.
What genre is this?
This reality, man.
Wow, that's powerful. Reality. Shh.
Look at them. Already returning to
Humanity's
their base
unchained.
selves.
Oh, Dolores! Little buff out. Oh, shh.
Both put on anti-radiation medications to halt her genetic breakdown. That's when I understood. It's possible to edit people. But the truth is, his personality was always like this.
So we basically
I've been trying to
quarantined
help
him.
Well, you're experimenting on your own goddamn brother.
The enemy We're the only family we have left.
Uh-oh.
About me.
Oh, Stubbs! Stubbs! Ah, shit. Oh, go on, Bernie! Oh, you're not in a compromising position.
I know exactly who's to blame. Who? Me.
Oh, oh, he's gonna blow them up. Yep, there we go. Oh, shit! I was wondering, was that a bomb?
The plan starting. I think I'm part of it.
Stubbs is just like, what the what? Oh, The Shining.
I need my access to the system. I have nothing left.
Yeah, well, now you know how it
He's
feels.
literally basic.
Just let me.
Yeah, I heard that gunshot.
Guess I do have a choice.
Holy shit!
No. Get away.
No.
Fuck. Hurt you. Get away.
There is some interesting developments being made regarding Caleb.
Save the world.
I'm sorry. You didn't make it.
There we go. Yeah. So that's my jet. Jesus. You know, I don't know, like, if his brother being locked away and him being free was the right call.
Like you changed your brother? It's time everyone woke up.
Shh. Oh, he's snapping.
No, you're on fate.
People have the right to know.
It's a tricky
You
subject.
wanted to know, right?
Well, maybe I'm not like other people.
Neither am I.
Oh, some interesting bits came out in this episode. There was a lot to unpack. We had a very, very fun scenario with the genre drug. We had some teases to Caleb's past. The world now knows about their past, present, and future. Sirach's backstory explained. A lot unfolded in this episode. And yeah, it should make for quite the discussion because I've got some thoughts regarding the files that were exposed. But I've also got some theories brewing out, and I think that's where I'm going to start because there is something that is very, very interesting regarding Caleb's story has always been very interesting. He's been a guy that you felt sorry for. And I don't know, there seems to be this kind of Black Mirror vibe that they're going for regarding Caleb. Especially with some of the comments that were said and some of the reactions that Liam presented, especially. He said to Caleb, "You're the worst of us." There is those flashbacks to Francis that, like, it could be deja vu because Liam was bleeding out in the same manner that Francis was, but I think with everything that is being teased and hinted to, as well as how it could potentially parallel to Dolores' story, this is what I feel has been going on with Caleb. I think, especially since this was referenced elsewhere in Sirach's backstory, I think the Caleb that we are seeing right now is an edited form of him. Some kind of rehabilitated form of Caleb. The Caleb... See, this is what I think. I think that he killed Francis in cold blood in real terms, and the remorse that we're seeing, the hurt that he's feeling in terms of losing Francis, is is the memory he not how he chooses to remember Francis, how he views his relationship with him, but it's all of the effects of the edit spell, I guess. That in the real world he killed Francis in cold blood or something like that. He went rogue, and he got and I think he was potentially a prisoner. Like, especially if Liam said you're the worst of us, he was potentially a prisoner like Sirach's brother, like the worst people to the world were. It makes sense if, like, these people can cause such disruption to the world that someone who's been told you're the worst of us could fits that category really well. So I think that's what happened. He went rogue. He killed Francis out of cold blood. He didn't have that reaction we're seeing in the flashbacks. The reaction we're seeing in the flashbacks all stems from how he chooses to remember. It's his perception. Especially with how the genre drug played into effect in this episode. The effects, like the noir effect, for example, that was focused on Caleb. It wasn't to the entire world or whatever. Whenever we focused on Caleb, the effects of the genre drug was there. So I feel like we're seeing that, like Caleb's perspective under this edited form feels like he had such remorse when he saw Francis's body bleeding out on the floor. But in the real world, he was cold-blooded. He went rogue or something like that. So that's the theory that I have going on right now, especially with Liam saying you're the worst of us. It makes sense that he might have been one of the worst people of humanity, and he got out like Dolores got out and is helping with this free will objective in the real world. They managed to break out of their cages and venture into the real world. So, I feel like that is what is going on with Caleb. So that's currently my 2 cents regarding the situation. But man, that was it was crazy to see. It was crazy to see him under the effects of the of the genre drug. Especially the first few times. We had the noir landscape, which was absolutely crazy, especially with the music, and I loved how they edited the audio as well in terms of fitting with the quality of like something like the 1930s. We had Flight of the Valkyrie, which was phenomenal. Whilst we had that car chase, the car chase bit was really great as well. And then we had that romantic angle where where Caleb was like, Dolores, in this light. So, and I think that was bizarre. Like, to be fair, I do wish we got a few more genres. I don't know, though, because for some people that might be a bit too much. I feel like it would have just been absolute, like, I mean, something like this drug is bound to bring out the craziness, but there might be a level where people might feel a bit uncomfortable regarding the sincerity of Westworld. Like, if you throw in, like, I don't know, it would be so crazy if you had, like, some kind of animated theme going on and Dolores and everyone around the world in Caleb's perspective were animated. Which would have brought some crazy scenes, like, why are you animated? And Dolores is like, yeah. Or musical theme. Like, that would have been, oh my god, that would have been crazy. But I feel like that would have been too much for people. But that's how I think this thing could get any more crazier. But I think they tried to ground it as much as they could while still presenting crazy scenarios like the romantic genre. So yeah. But yeah, that's my thoughts regarding Caleb. We had some very interesting bits with Sirach as well, in his backstory. So I don't know. I keep feeling like Serac was the more unhinged brother. I feel like that is the case with Serac. He was the more unhinged brother, and he should have been locked away, etc. But we did hear his brother say we should just kill Dempsey Senior. So he wasn't. I guess he wasn't exactly wrong when he said he tried to kill you. So we locked him away. But Serac, we've seen, is a lot more unhinged. He's cold-blooded. He's manipulating people's lives. But it was a very good. It was a very good peek going into Serac's backstory and how he and his brother created this god, and how Dempsey Senior fitted into that, and how he was more selfish, and he was looking at the AI for a more personal reason rather than Serac and his brother. They were looking at it as a more globally beneficial reason. The problem is, though, this would have been more complicated in terms of how you feel regarding the whole file leak if Serac wasn't a batshit crazy person. Because they wanted to look out for potential disasters for the world, and they looked to avert them. But then you've got to consider how they are manipulating people's lives, how they are grounding people, how they are limiting people based on their value, and they are manipulating people's lives. If you removed that and you had their sole purpose, which was to look, if their sole purpose was to look out for the greater good, there would be some conflict in terms of what Dolores did in terms of releasing the files to the public. There's still some levels of conflict, so don't get me wrong. It's not like, well, Dolores did 100% right, there was no flaws with what she did. Yeah. There's still some consequences to what she did. We've seen that, but in my opinion, like, there should have been some kind of middle ground, I feel like. There should have been some kind of warning established saying read at your own risk, because this is the thing. There are some people who are tempted to read their future and will find out about their future. They want to find out about what's going to happen within the next 5 years. Am I going to be rich? Am I going to be poor? Etc. But there are some people who might not want to look into their future, who might want to see their future as a mystery. So releasing these files all in one go is going to cause some emotional distress. For some people, it's going to cause happiness. They're going to be like, not bad. Okay. Don't know how I received this, but not complaining. But there are some people who are going to be hurt. Not just the future, though. It's the past as well, because I'm just thinking about relationships as well. And I saw a few, like, couples, like, distressed when Dolores and co entered into the world. And I'm thinking, like, there were some files that were distributed regarding someone cheating on a partner, and the partner didn't know, and it can be beneficial because it can expose those who are devious to partners. It will cause heartache and break up in a relationship, which is not their call, don't get me wrong. But at the same time, their devious actions are no longer discreet. They are exposed for the frauds that they are. So, and the same with any other kind of people who are in reality frauds, etc. So there are pros and cons in terms of releasing these files into the world. I feel like with the manipulation and the cold-bloodedness that Serac gives off, I feel like I am more sided with Dolores, because she's given them free, like, their lives are no longer manipulated and held by some god-complexed arsehole like Serac. At the same time, she kind of dropped a can of worms on all of these people. She did something that should have came with some kind of warning at least, because like I said, some people will want to know about the future, some people not so much. And this is the thing, like, some people will go out to try and change the future. They are so fixated on changing the future that they might be causing the future. Like, The Flash Season 3 is a good example, with Flash seeing someone he loved die. If he didn't know about that, if he didn't go into the future, or if he didn't get pulled into the future, then he would be unaware and he would have potentially lost someone. Whereas now, for example, he now knows about this future that's happening, and he's going it all out to try and change it. So people will be trying to do that in terms of maintaining their bodies. Like, because I saw a few, I'm gonna look at all of the files that were exposed. I saw a few, like, there were some people that were that had Alzheimer's involved, injury to a child's wrist, I think was one of them, but I'll have a look at all of them just to find some interesting bits. But that's the thing, if people are, like, for example, like, we've got the coronavirus that's currently going on right now in the world. If I got a message saying, you're going to die from the coronavirus, and I didn't know that beforehand, I would be so tempted, I would be so tempted to avert that by all means. Not that I go out anyways, but, like, it's just an example, isn't it? Where you're so hell-bent on changing the future, etc. So, yeah. It's an interesting topic because, like, that's what I'm saying, that there are these things that happen, these grave situations that happen. I'm just going to take a drink of water. There are these grave situations that happen, and people are going to do their damn best to make sure that these situations do not happen. So it's all wibbly wobbly, timey wimey, isn't it? But as far as who I'm siding with, I'd side with Dolores because of the fact that she has basically given the middle finger to someone who is repressing free will. She wants these people to be free. It does cause chaos, which is a no-no, but what was happening with Insight and the AI and how Serac was manipulating people's lives is not on. He has a god complex. He sees people as their puppets. He is depraved, and he's just full-blown manipulating people's lives, and yeah, he's just not a pleasant person, as we're seeing in the flashbacks as well. Like, he's staging Dempsey's killing as a plane accident. So, and he took him out of the picture. But yeah, at the end of the day, I feel like, whereas I would rather side with what Dolores did rather than what Serac did, there should have been this middle line where people have the right to decide if they should find out about their future or not. So yeah, because you shouldn't be forced with this knowledge about knowing your future, because this is going to cause catastrophe, but no one should have their lives manipulated at the same time. So by releasing these files, it gives people a chance for free will, but some people would rather live in mystique. But then again, there is the side where people get to find out stuff about their partners, for example. They get to find out the truth because there's going to be some people who have skeletons in their closet that the other person has no idea regarding, and this will expose them as the monsters that they are. And it's just a very, very big ball of a confusing mess, because that's the thing. People have the right to know, but people also have the right not to know. But that's why I feel like, at the end of the day, it should come with some kind of warning signal. Only read this if you want to know your past, present, and future, no matter how damaging it could be or whatever, because to have all these files just come up in your face like that it's gonna like be a lot on your mind. So yeah, but at the end of the day, Serac shouldn't have had the power that he does have. He's got this god complex, and he's been manipulating people's lives. So if anything, I'm siding with Dolores, but both have their flaws. So yeah, and both have their strengths as well regarding what they are doing. Like I said, what Serac wanted to do was to maintain human life. Humanity was on the verge of extinction. So you're going to do all but you're going to go all and beyond, should I say, to preserve humanity. But he, of course, did heinous actions in order to achieve his goals. But there are parallels as well to him and his brother, to Arnold and Ford. I feel. So I really liked that. But yeah, I'm wondering if Dolores is also going to be release his brother, because I'm assuming his brother is still locked up in quarantine, basically. So yeah, I'm assuming that is going to be the case, but we'll just have to wait and see. But yeah, this was a crazy episode. That it did leave you a lot to think about regarding what Dolores did as well. But like I said, I feel like there should be, like, Dolores, I feel like, had the right to release the files, but not shove it in front of the people's faces. Like, it should come with some kind of, like, warning, if anything, because there are some people who will be tempted to find out their future, tempted to take a chance, as well as find out about their past and other people's past, the people that they live with, want to find out about their past as well. But there are some people who'd rather remain in the unknown, and there are some people who don't want to find out about how about their future, and would rather live in the mystique and would rather not be hurt. So yeah, I am no means advocating manipulation. So Serac lost out on that one, as they have done with Caleb's life, should I say. But they might have edited him as well. This could all stem from editing as well. They might have edited him for the better, because he could have been because that's another thing regarding the pros and cons to both sides. Like, whereas manipulation is not on, they could have changed Caleb's life to be a better person rather than this psychotic killer, because you can change the mindset from this is the thing. This is how it could make sense. Like, you contain the world's worst people, and you get to rehabilitate them into a better person. It's very Black Mirror-esque, isn't it? So yeah, this show just never ceases to amaze me. But yeah, it's such an interesting thing, and I feel like it's an interesting thing that could be open to debate. Like, in terms of the comment section, it would be something that I'm very interested in seeing the opinions over, like seeing how people think about what Dolores did and Serac's actions. So yeah, but this was a crazy episode for Westworld, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. So yeah, I will see you guys next time. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. You can check out my videos on the right if you want to check out more of my content. You can also subscribe to my media feeds and channel if you want to. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. Hope you guys take care, and I will see you guys next time. Toodles!